How's it guys? Welcome back to the car scene and welcome to the new Land Rover Discovery. I've had the new Discovery now for a week and I've covered nearly over 1,000 kilometers. I've put the car through some serious rough stuff. I've also driven it in the city and I've been quite surprised by it. It's no secret that the new Discovery is quite a controversial vehicle, particularly because of its design. I'm going to be honest with you guys, when I first saw this car on the road, I genuinely thought it looked like a loaf of bread. Everything seemed so disproportionate and it just did not make sense to me. Looking at it now, in this color, which is called silicone silver, with the 21-inch wheels, I honestly think it looks quite epic, and I can promise you that the looks do grow on you. If you're going to buy a Land Rover Discovery, practicality is probably of the utmost importance to you. With the seats folded down in its 5-seater variant, you will get 1,231 liters of boot space. If you decide to go for the 7-seater option, which by the way is an extra 23,000 Rand, you won't have much space back there, probably around 250 liters. The good news, however, is that adults can fit in all seats of this car, including the rear outermost seats. The Land Rover Discovery has always been characterized for its split tailgate. In this new Land Rover Discovery, there is a single piece tailgate, but Land Rover thought long and hard about this. So they included an interior tailgate which can be lowered, like that, and you can still sit on it and have a picnic. Another cool thing is, the tailgate, obviously because it's bigger, is now designed so that it can shield you from rain whilst you stand or sit underneath it. The Land Rover Discovery has a starting price of under R1,000,000 at 999,000 Rand. But for paying that small price, you are going to be left with nothing. It has halogen lights and cloth seats. Who is going to spend just under R1,000,000 on a luxury SUV that doesn't even have LED lights? So you'll probably want to step up to the SE trim or even the HSE trim. Personally, I recommend the HSE. If you want to get a really good Land Rover Discovery, you will probably be looking in the region of just under 1.4 million Rand. But even for that price, it is exceptional value for money. I could probably stand here for a solid hour giving you guys the standard kit list on the SE and HSE model. Instead, I will leave the links down below so you can check it out yourself and even build your own Land Rover Discovery. There are only two things in the Land Rover Discovery that I really don't like. The first is the 10-inch infotainment system. It's quite slow and laggy. Everything is logically laid out, it all makes sense, but inputs just take forever to load. Another thing I don't like is that options are quite pricey. Take the 7 seats for example, 22,000 Rand more. That's quite steep. However, there is a lot to love about the new Discovery, such as the cabin quality. And then there's the storage space. I don't think I've ever driven a car with so much storage in my life. You have under the cup holders, you have a top glove box, a bottom glove box, you have a fridge, if optioned, and then another storage space above the fridge. And you can open up the aircon vents and reveal another storage space over there. That's quite ingenious. This particular Land Rover Discovery is fitted with the V6 turbo diesel unit, pushing 190 kilowatts and 600 Newton meters of torque. It's not the fastest SUV out there, but then again, why would it be? Land Rover claims 7.8 liters per 100. However, I've been getting around 10.6 to 10.9. I have put around 1,000 kilometers on the car, so I've done quite a bit of mileage, so I think those figures could be really accurate. One thing to keep in mind on the Land Rover Discovery is that it is on air suspension. It is really comfortable to drive, extremely comfortable, to the point where I'm starting to think I don't know why you would really buy a Range Rover when you could buy a Land Rover Discovery and then still have all the off-road features with it. And it's not to say that the Range Rover Sport is not a capable off-road machine, but it is known that the Discovery is a lot more capable. We have terrain response in this particular Land Rover. You can get terrain response 2 which will automatically adjust your settings. But in HSE, on the standard one, we have just the normal terrain response. And that includes comfort option, grass, gravel and snow, mud ruts, sand, and rock crawling. Each of these features work extremely well, and I got to test most of them except for mud ruts because it was raining a lot and a lot of the mud ruts that I encountered were quite flooded. But it really surprised me because although the Land Rover Discovery may look a little less rough, it may look a little less utilitarian, it's evident that they've gone a little bit more of an urban route, because I don't think most of these Land Rover Discovery owners take these vehicles off-road. They really are pavement crawlers, curb climbers, if you will. But it is surprisingly capable. It has a ground clearance of 283 millimeters, and it can be adjusted all via air suspension, so you can go lower or higher even, and a wading depth of 900 millimeters, which sits just above the wheel arch. That's quite crazy. Even the wading depth has improved from the Discovery 4. Now, there are a lot of options which you can get. Even on the screen, you can have a whole sensor that'll show you how deep the car is wading, and it will guide you through. Whilst I was off-roading, I really would have liked a front camera, because when you're going up a hill like this and you don't know what's on the other side until your nose goes down, it gets a little bit nerve-wracking. Leave a like, leave a comment if you enjoyed it, even subscribe, yeah. Cheers guys.